Yo, what's good, people? I'm your boy Authentic 973. I'm your boy LePass57, and I'm back with Madden NFL 15 on the XB1. We ain't in that MUT water. We back with number 2 of the top 10 players we want in MUT. We almost through, y'all. We on number 2. Y'all already know how I do this. I got an honorable mention. Got a great number 2 player. So let's just start off with an honorable mention. Nobody didn't leave this guy in the comment section down below. I don't know if people forgot about him, but I didn't. You know what I mean? Me being from New Jersey, I seen a lot of the Giants games, and this guy was he was a very big piece, a very key part of the Giants winning a few Super Bowls. So with that being said, let's get into honorable mention. And honorable mention this week goes to Mark Bavaro, the tight end of the New York Giants. He was definitely a huge part of them winning 2 Super Bowls. He a 2-time Super Bowl champion, a 2-time Pro Bowler, a 2-time All-Pro, a member of the New York Giants Ring of Honor. He had 351 catches, over 4,700 yards receiving, and 39 touchdowns. And I know them isn't the best beast tight end numbers you know that you guys heard of, but back then when Mark Bavaro played, they wasn't really featuring the tight end like that. The tight end was like an extra blocker. Like, it was really, we gonna dive up the gut, we gonna pass, we gonna, like, Mark Bavaro was really one of the toughest guys to tackle, bring down. Like, he used to be bouncing off defenders like he was a pinball. And I mean, like, I would like to have a Mark Bavaro with like 95 break tackle. Like, that's how he was, man. Like, you throw Mark Bavaro a little 3-4 yard slant or hitch or pass, and he'll turn it into 30-40 yards just bouncing off hits. Like that's how Mark Bavaro was. So honorable mention this week goes to Mark Bavaro. But the number 2 guy, I see a lot of you guys said this number 2 guy in the comment section, but I already had him on my list at number 2. So I just decided not to push him up and just keep him at number 2, because I think he is well deserved to have a card in MUT, and he is a future Hall of Famer in my opinion. We can argue about that in the comment section down below. But the number 2 player we want in MUT is none other than Terrell Owens. He's a 6-time Pro Bowler, a 5-team first team All-Pro, an NFC champion. We know they went to the Super Bowl, but they did not win. A lot of people, said that's what kind of got T.O. up out of there in Philly, his little altercation with Donovan McNabb, what he said about Donovan McNabb. And we already know T.O. was not, he was not shy when it came to talking his, speaking his mind. Like, T.O. always talked, and a lot of people are saying that's why he's not in the league right now, because he talks too much. He don't know how to just keep his opinion to himself and be quiet. But with that being said, like I said, he was an NFC champion, a 3-time NFL receiving touchdown leader. He joined the 10,000 receiving yards club, NFL 2000 All-Decade team. He's on that, and numerous other NFL awards and records that I couldn't even write down. It was just so many, and that's why I think T.O. is definitely a Hall of Famer. Definitely a Hall of Famer. He has over 1,000 catches, over 15,000 yards receiving, and 153 receiving touchdowns. Like, how can you argue those numbers? T.O. is definitely one of the best receivers of all time. I know a lot of you guys always say, we want Randy Moss in MUT. Randy Moss has been in MUT. Like, he was in MUT last year. Like, I'm trying to get guys in MUT that hasn't been in MUT or wasn't in MUT since, they was in the league. And that's the guys I'm trying to name here. But T.O., like, how can you argue T.O.? How can you argue his numbers? Like, T.O. is definitely one of the best receivers of all time. T.O. is definitely a beast. He deserves to have a card in MUT. I wish T.O. kind of figured it out a little earlier, just to sometimes keep your opinion to yourself. You don't gotta, like, don't hit sin all the time, you know what I mean, T.O., in your opinion. But T.O. is definitely one of my favorite receivers of all time. He's definitely a beast. Definitely, whatever team he was on, he made a big impact on. And I ain't just talking about with his mouth. I'm talking about with his play, too. T.O. always came to play, man. You cannot argue that. So he is my number 2 player we want in MUT. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm your boy Authentic 973. I'm your boy LePass57. You guys can comment, like, subscribe. As usual, I appreciate all y'all. Number 1 is next, y'all. I appreciate all y'all. Y'all know how I am my shit.